Hello folks, it's Jay Ramey here up at the Know Your Rights bunker with another episode of Know Your Rights. My name is Jay Ramey, attorney at law. I am an attorney in the state of Oklahoma. I'm also licensed in Kansas. I'm also licensed in the federal court for the Northern District of Oklahoma. And I'm also licensed in the Cherokee Nation and the Muscogee Creek Nation, the Indian nations. That boundaries kind of cover Tulsa here. There's, since the McGirt decision a couple years ago, been getting a lot more of those cases. If you don't know about that, we'll talk about that some other time. This is Know Your Rights episode 20. Updates. So we're going to do this. Guess what this is going to be about? Updates. So my YouTube page or channel has been getting some more activity. I noticed recently, as I record this, it's August 10th. 2024. Anyway, I noticed my YouTube page getting a little more activity lately because there's been some more comments and I'm getting more requests for cards. I put in the, the comments underneath the videos that I make. I don't do the cards no more. I can't. Too many people are asking for them. I couldn't keep up. Impossible to keep up. Anyway, I've been getting more requests for cards than I noticed a lot more comments being made on the on my videos. So I'm glad people are watching them, but I know I haven't made a video in 2 years either. But anyway, some of the comments were about, well, this needs to be updated. You haven't made a video in like my first three sets, the three big things you need to know about your rights. I think those were made 9 years ago. People were coming, you need to update this. Well, and here's one of the problems. A couple of people were saying, well, the case law has changed. It's changed. So you need to update this. Well, we'll talk about more about changes here in a minute. Anyway, so here we are. What did I say? And I forgot. August 10th, 2024. We're going to look at some updates. We haven't seen the big, giant Post-it note in a long time. So let's go take a look at the big, giant Post-it notes with the three big things you need to know about your rights, and then we'll talk about all the updates that have happened in the past 9 years. All right, let's go take a look. All right, folks, here we are at the big, giant Post-it note with the three big things you need to know about your rights. Now, I've also seen some comments over the years about my pointer here. Some people think it's a sword. Some people think it's a dagger. This is actually a bayonet off one of those old, I don't remember the nomenclature. It's an old Swiss Army rifle from right at the beginning of World War II. Anyway, this is a bayonet for it. That's what I've been using for my pointer. Anyway, here we go with the three big things you need to know about your rights with all the updates. I got all the updates in here. So let's look at number one. I do not consent to searches. So some cops ask you, can I search a car? Your answer is, I do not consent to searches. Number two, this is when I want to question you. I am not answering any questions, and I want to speak to an attorney or a lawyer or a barrister. It doesn't matter. Then number three of the three big things you need to know about your rights. Are you detaining, and this has all the updates in it. I got all the updates. Are you detaining me, or am I free to go? If you are free to go, then you go. If you are not free to go and they tell you, no, you cannot leave, or you're under arrest, then we revert back to number one and number two. All right. So now where are the updates? I'm sure y'all can pick them out. Pick them out right now. If you've seen video number 1 through video number 4 of this series, I'm sure you can pick out the updates. There are no updates. There's nothing updated. There's nothing new. This is stuff from 1776 or whenever the Bill of Rights was voted in. When was that? 1789? I don't know. I'm probably even wrong about that. But at least 200 years. I think it's 1789 when the Bill of Rights. So that may be when the Constitution. It doesn't matter. There is nothing new about any of this stuff. Nothing. There's no new case law. Nothing. So let me sit back down and we'll talk about it a little bit more. All right, folks, like I said, there is nothing new. There's nothing new, nothing to be updated about the three big things you need to know about your rights. You know, I know I do got a video I made years ago about marijuana law in Oklahoma. That one certainly needs to be updated. I'll update one of these days because marijuana law has changed so much since I made that video. And we got medical now. Thank God for that. And some other marijuana laws have changed since I made that video, I don't know, a long time ago. That video needs to be updated. But the three big things you need to know about your rights are the same as always been. Now, I don't comment on the comments on YouTube. I don't have time for it. And plus, I'm going to get drawn into arguments with these people that know it all better than me. And I just don't have time. I just don't have time. So I told myself when I started making these videos a long time ago, I'm not going to get involved in the comments. But one of these guys who was saying this needs to be updated, he was saying, the case law is changing. You have to say what amendment you're relying on. So let's imagine that some cop says, can I search your car? And you say, no. Aha! You didn't say what amendment you're relying on, so I'm going to go ahead and search your car. I don't know what this guy's talking about. And in fact, you don't even have to say anything. Can I search your car? Unless you say yes. The answer is no. You don't have to say, no, you can't search my car based on the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution of the United States as interpreted by the United States Supreme Court. Oh, God, give me a break. You know, and I've seen some videos on YouTube where some, you know, goofballs telling you, like there was this one, I've heard people tell me about it. They bring it up like it's good law or something. Some guy made a video a long time ago where he goes, it's like an hour long. And it's all these things you're supposed to say to some cop at a traffic stop, or questions you're supposed to ask. Nobody would remember it all. Even if you were supposed to say it all. Nobody would remember it all. That's why I have boiled everything you need to know to the three big things. Because if you know the three big things, you're going to get through a police encounter, no problem. And they're easy to remember, and you can refresh them by watching all my videos over and over and over throughout the year. You know, if you watch my first 4 videos once a year, you'll be ready. You won't forget. But number 2, I'm not answering any questions, and I want to speak to an attorney. You don't even have to say that. We want to ask you some questions. Whose weed is this? You're not going to talk to us? They can't make you speak. I remember a long time ago, I had a guy got arrested for a DUI, and once the cop arrested him, put him in the police car, he just, and it was all on video. I watched the video drive all the way to the police station, and the cop said, but you're not going to talk to me? He just sat there and didn't say anything. You don't have to say, I'm not speaking to you based on the 5th and 6th Amendment to the United States Constitution, based on the Supreme Court case and line out all the cases. You don't have to do that. So, now, with number 3, that's if they, you know, again, it's in all my videos. I feel like I'm just repeating myself. It's in all my videos. Some cop stops you. Hey, buddy, get over here. I want to talk to you. Are you detaining me or am I free to go? If you're being detained, then you go back to 1 and 2. If you're free to go, then you go. Now, what they like to do is play these games where they're the ones who are giving you ambiguous answers and equivocal answers. Am I free to go? Well, we just want to talk to you. Well, that doesn't answer the question. But you don't have to say, based on the Fourth Amendment right of search and seizure, I'm asking you, are you detained? No, you don't have to ask that. Okay. Now, there's these aren't really updates because it's all the same. It's always been the same. And you know, since I've been making these videos, I hadn't had to work. It's been 2 years, and I've had to put glasses on about the past year to read. We're watching me get old in these videos. For example, it's always been again. If you don't want to answer questions, you just keep your mouth shut. But what the law is, and I know I've gone over this in all my videos, but let's just go over it again. If the police are asking you questions, and you unequivocally and unambiguously say, I want to talk to a lawyer, then all questioning must cease until you get a lawyer. And they can't keep questioning you. All right? So what comes up is, in some of these cases is the person, and I've seen these on my clients on video doing this same stuff. Well, maybe I should talk to a lawyer. Well, do you think I should talk to a lawyer? They're saying this to the cop. Stuff like that. And like the one case I'm thinking of right now, and the cops, well, we can stop right now and we can get you a lawyer. If you want to talk to a lawyer, I don't remember what the guy's name was, then we will cease all this right now and we'll get you a lawyer. And the guy, well, that's okay, let's go ahead. And so if you unambiguously and unequivocally say, I want a lawyer, all questioning must stop. And then if the cops ask you more questions, then when we get to court, I can file a motion to suppress all those statements because the police weren't supposed to ask you any more questions. But that, so here's one case I could think of that's, I guess, an update since I started making all my videos. The lawyer dog case. A lot of people have heard of this, but see, they don't understand what I'm talking about. You don't have to assert your right to remain silent. All you have to do is remain silent. The issue in this case was the cops kept questioning him after he said, I want a lawyer dog. So this was in 2017, so this goes back to after I made my first video, I think, 9 years ago, if I can do the math, yeah. I became a lawyer because I wasn't good at math, So the defendant voluntarily, see, here we go. The defendant voluntarily, what is it? This is a Supreme Court of the state of Louisiana, not the Supreme Court of the United States of America. It was a Louisiana case, Louisiana versus Demesme, I don't know, Demesme, Demesme, I guess. Anyway, so Demesme, the defendant, he voluntarily agreed to be interviewed twice, not just once, but twice, regarding his alleged sexual misconduct with minors. At both interviews, detective advised the defendant of his Miranda rights, and the defendant stated he understood and waived those rights. See, we don't even get that far. If they waive your rights, no, I'm not signing it and I'm not talking to you. I want a lawyer. But no. But again, there's no tricks to this. You people think there's some kind of tricks. Even if you do waive your Miranda rights and you start talking to him, you can stop at any time and say, I want a lawyer. I'm not talking anymore. And then don't talk anymore. So he understood and waived his rights. Nonetheless, the defendant argues he invoked his right to counsel. And the basis for this comes from the second interview, where I believe, this is the judge speaking, I believe the defendant ambiguously referenced the lawyer, prefacing the statement with, and this is in quotations, this is how I feel. If y'all think I did it, I know that I didn't do it. So why don't you just give me a lawyer dog? Because this is not what's up. And it doesn't say lawyer dog like D-A-W-G. It says lawyer dog with no commas or nothing. Dog, I think he was talking to the police officers. All the news articles that were written about this were talking about that. Well, he was talking to the police officers, calling the police officers dog, not saying that he wanted a lawyer dog. But regardless, why don't you just give me a lawyer dog? Because this is not what's up. That's the court, and as this judge wrote, his reference to an attorney was ambiguous and equivocal. He didn't say, I want a lawyer, and then shut up. He made that statement, and then he kept talking. They kept answering their questions, and evidently made some incriminating statements. I don't even know what he said after that, but it doesn't matter. It's not important. So, again, there are really no updates. This has always been this way. If you request a lawyer, it has to be ambiguous, unambiguous, and unequivocal. I had a case, again, I've had all kinds of cases. I had a case on my guy, it was a murder case, and the cops bring him in there, and he waives his rights, raises his Miranda, or as he's doing it, I think. No, it was later on. Because I think he went ahead and waived. But then he starts asking, well, do you think I need a lawyer? Should I talk to a lawyer? Maybe I should talk to... And then the cop went out, and then he came back in and started asking questions again. And of course, I filed a motion to suppress, and saying everything he said after that should be thrown out because he asked for a lawyer, and I knew I was going to lose because of course, the judge says he didn't say he wanted a lawyer. It was ambiguous and equivocal. All right. So I think that's there are no more updates. Although I need to make some more videos because I know I haven't made one in 2 years. I have some ideas for some new ones I need to make. Oh, And about the comment, like, so this guy's telling me on the comments, oh, the law's changed. The case law says that you have to say what amendment you're relying on. No, you don't. I'm glad to get comments, because the more comments there are, evidently the more people are your video. Let me say that again. The more comments you got on your videos on YouTube, then the more likely YouTube is to suggest your videos to others to watch. So I'm glad it's getting out there for others to watch. But you people, some of the people with their sovereign citizen stuff, I'm like, do I want to delete this or not? I mean, I don't want to be a censor, but I don't want people reading this crap and being confused. Like the guy saying, the case law is changed, you have to state what amendment you're relying on when you assert these rights. No, you don't. Now, do I leave that or do I delete it? Because I don't want people confused. I'll tell you right now, it's something that will get you deleted immediately. Any kind of racism, including Holocaust denial, because sometimes I talk about Jewish stuff and the Holocaust, and people will come on there, it never happened. If you anything racist, anti-Semitic, you're going to get deleted immediately. But what I'm hoping is that you people don't read these crazy, wacko sovereign citizen, the sovereign citizen stuff. You don't have to have a driver's license to drive your car, because Black's Law Dictionary says all you have to say to the police officer is, I'm not driving, I'm traveling. And you don't have that. No, there's no such law, no such thing. No one has ever beat their driving without a license case on that basis. And they also say you don't have to have a tag on your car because I don't know, because it's always something Black's Law Dictionary says this and that. Okay, that's all crackpot stuff, all right? So there's my updates for August, what did we say, August 10th, 2024. I know I need to make some more videos about some other stuff. I already got some in my mind. I'm sorry it's been 2 years since I made a video. Okay, let's get out of here. But before we get out of here, remember, when you have a police encounter, do not waive all of your sacred constitutional rights when having a police encounter. There's no reason to. And we just went over them on the big Post-it note. You can easily remember that. That's the three big things that are going to happen in a police encounter. And that's the three big things you need to know. Always assert them rights when you're having a police encounter. All right, let's get out of here, and we'll see you guys in the next video.